You could not make up today's story. Let's talk about crypto and NFTs. They were at the height of their...
Oh man, bro. Can you believe people bought into this shit? Like, isn't this fucking funny to see? You know, like, who was that guy on Joe Rogan who was like mass hysteria, like psychosis or something like that? Group psychosis? I feel like he was talking about COVID, but what he really meant was the NFTs. Holy shit, man.
Popularity towards the end of 2021 and the beginning of 2022.
Yeah, this is the real group
Here we
psychosis
see
of
frickin'
21.
Jimmy Fallon and Paris Hilton promoting this stuff.
My God.
Then a lot of the celebrities who promoted NFTs began to get sued because a lot of people felt, misled. And then situations...
By the way, do you remember whenever I said Seth Green's Bored Ape being stolen was the beginning of the end? I was right.
where certain celebrities
sure
try to make shows off of their NFTs, but then like Seth Green's Bored Ape got stolen, so he couldn't make a show, and then he had to like pay some ransom basically to get it back. Beyond that, we got situations where certain voice actors like Tara Strong and Troy Baker were sort of getting into NFTs. Troy Baker eventually backed out, but that did not leave or sort of getting into NFTs. Troy Baker.
After careful consideration, I've decided to not continue the partnership with Voice First NFT. Intentions aside, I've heard you and apologize for accusing anyone of hating just for simply disagreeing with me. That's a W for Troy, I would say. There's a lot of people that get involved with this kind of stuff, and they're not really super tech literate. They just see something that sounds cool, and they go along with it, and, it turns out it's not always the right decision. And, it's always easy to shit on somebody for not knowing everything, but the truth is that these guys are actors. They're not, tech people or anything like that. And they're just as susceptible as anybody else to, different types of marketing and schemes and stuff like that.
Eventually backed out, but that did not leave a particularly good image, because by that point people kind of realized what a grift NFTs were, and also they're not environmentally friendly. And then we look at situations where Justin Bieber purchased a Bored Ape NFT in January 2022 for $1.31 million.
$1.31 million. That's how I'd look too.
And that value has dropped to $60,000. This was something that was widely reported on. Here is a CNBC article on it. And this is kind of the general trend.
Oh, here we go. The first ever tweet in NFT format sold for $2.9 million in March 2021. The most recent bid is $132. What a flip.
There's been this huge crash. Here is the first ever tweet NFT that sold for $2.9 million in 2021. And then the most recent bid as of October of 2022 was $132. And then beyond that, you've got your crypto and NFT scams like Logan Paul, who made this whole game around NFTs.
I actually think that CryptoZoo, I hope Logan Paul never pays anybody back, because it's just like, I love the narrative of it. I do. I hope he never does it, because I will find it way more interesting and funny. Why would he? Yeah.
Basically centered around like breeding animals and stuff like that. And that not only did not go well, but it straight up was a scam. And Logan Paul still has yet to issue restitution to the victims affected. And looking at where NFTs stand now, the consensus based on recent research and studies is that NFTs are dead. And I mean, this is one particular website that I talked about that kind of really broke it down. The essence of it is that 95% of
NFTs are officially dead. 95% of NFTs are estimated to be literally worthless, with pieces from top collections worth $5 to $10. Roughly 25 million people are sat on dead assets thanks to celebrity endorsements. The speculative bubble has popped. I do not want to blame celebrities for this. Some people are so absolutely fucking stupid. They thought this is why NFTs were so appealing, all right? Is because they appeal to the true American dream. To get rich by doing no work, adding no value to anything, and to feel like you deserved it because you're smarter than everybody else. And that's why NFTs were so powerful. Is because they tapped into every lame, boring, mediocre, average guy with nothing going for him and told those guys, you know what? You do deserve to be on a yacht full of, Victoria's Secret models. You do deserve that. You are special. You are going to make it. And that's the lie that they bought into. Every single person that I saw that was really into NFTs is the most painfully boring person I've ever come in contact with. I feel like a loser after reading their profile. They're so painfully boring and bland that it's no surprise that they would get excited about a picture of a monkey. And that's why it was so popular. It had nothing to do with celebrity endorsements. Celebrities were endorsing it because it was popular. Celebrities endorsing it didn't make it popular.
NFTs are estimated to be literally worthless with pieces.
But celebrities suck too, right? I mean, I'm not... Look, I'm not trying to say they don't, but like that's not the main point.
From top collections, mostly worth $5 to $10. Roughly 25 million people are sat on dead assets thanks to celebrity endorsements. The speculative bubble has popped, is how Ryan T. Brown here summarized it. And despite all of the red flags surrounding crypto and NFTs, game companies have tried to shove these in our games, but fortunately the pushback has been so harsh enough that companies so far, or at the present moment, seem to be steering clear from that stuff and are realizing that...
anything Web3, by the way, guys, anything Web3 to any extent, you should just immediately shit on it and not accept it in any facility whatsoever. It adds no value to you as a player, and all it does is it gives the company another avenue to control you. Don't give an inch.
This is not going to be their next big gold mine like it was with microtransactions.
Yeah, if you hear Web3, what you're hearing is scam. NFT, scam. Blockchain, scam. Completely against it in all forms. It adds no value to anybody.
But, none of this will benefit
scams.
Gaming as companies claim they will. For them, it's all about the dollar signs that they see, the potential profits that they could accrue to please investors, not about making gaming better. Now, not only will NFTs potentially do permanent financial damage, but they may potentially do permanent physical damage if you attend some of their events, as Bored Ape recently hosted an event where they burned off people's skins and eyeballs with UV lights. I wish I were making this up, but this is a real story. So right here we have a tweet from November 5th, 2023 from an NFT bro who tweeted, anybody else's eyes burned from last night woke up at...
This is what happened. Is so the NFT Andes had a convention at Hong Kong. I can't believe this even happened. They had certain lights there that were meant for like growing plants or different types of like science things. And these lights, you're not supposed to look into them because of how powerful the lights are. It's like, imagine like looking at the sun. You ever looked at the sun? Not good, right? And anyway, this happened and people were literally going blind.
3 a.m. with extreme pain and ended up in the ER. I saw a couple of reports, but just trying to figure out if there was a common thread. Last night, referring to Ape Fest 2023, a convention essentially that centered around Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs. People attended the event, and there were no safety precautions surrounding some of its light effects, which were UV, and a lot of people were afflicted by this. Here's some...
I also want to say that this happened in Hong Kong, and the only other instance recorded of this happening in the past was also in Hong Kong. So I actually don't think this is something that's intrinsic to NFT people being losers or stupid. I think it's just something that has to do with the way they organize events there, or the people that are organizing events there being irresponsible. I don't think this actually has anything to do primarily with NFTs. The visionaries, or at least former visionaries now. Oh God, that's savage. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Former visionaries.
Responding to that tweet who experienced something similar, I promise it was really bad, so I had to go to the hospital.
Wow.
After they cleaned my eyes and gave me medicine, I'm feeling a little better now. And for the original poster, apparently blurry vision persisted. Doc says to pop into the hospital tomorrow if any blurry vision still persists. And congrats on the new ape. Please protect it well. Somehow they still have a positive attitude about all of this despite potential permanent damage to their vision. Here's another response from Crypto June. I woke up at 4 and couldn't see anymore. Had so much pain and my whole skin is burned. Needed to go to the hospital. The doctor told me the UV of the lighting of the stage did it. It has the same effect as sunlight, UV light.
Yeah, these are lights that are used to like grow plants, right? For tanning as well. Yeah, true.
Still cannot.
And like, you know, like in those tanning beds, you have to wear the goggles.
See normally. Here's a better breakdown from news outlet The Verge, who published the following article titled Bored Ape NFT Event Attendees Report Severe Eye Burn Caused by Unprotected Exposure to UV Lights During Ape Fest 2023. Several people reported experiencing eye pain, vision problems, and sunburned skin on Sunday after attending Ape Fest. And there are a bunch of tweets that have been archived speaking to that effect. Here is Yuga Labs' response, Yuga Labs being the company behind Bored Ape Yacht Club. Spokesperson Emily Kidd said this in a statement to The Verge: "We are actively reaching out and in touch with those affected to better understand the root cause." There's no better understanding the cause. It's UV lights. This is, pretty basic stuff. Based on our...
I am not ready to say that Yuga Labs is like totally... Like, Yuga Labs is responsible for it. They're the ones that do Bored Apes. And it's their event, and they hold accountability. But whenever you hire... Like, they didn't set this event up, right? Like, they obviously hired a third party to set this event up. And the third party is the venue. Yeah, it's the venue people. Those are the ones that fucked up. Those people fucked up, not Yuga Labs. And Yuga Labs just bears the responsibility, but the true fault lies with the event organizers. It's kind of like a good parallel to this is the Twitch event whenever that lady, what was her name? Adriana Chenick, she tried to jump into the ball pit and she broke her back or something like that. Obviously, it's a TwitchCon event, so Twitch is responsible for it, but Twitch didn't set up that ball pit. They didn't do that. It was the event organizers and their negligence. You know her name? Yeah, of course. She's a streamer. Of course, yeah.
Estimates the 15 people we have been in direct communication with so far represent less than 1% of the approximately 2,250 event attendees and staff at our Saturday night event. I love that their way of doing damage control is by bringing out a percentage. Well, it was less than 1%, so trust us, the damage wasn't that bad, but it potentially could have been. There shouldn't be a single person who should have been afflicted with the possibility of loss of vision. And not to mention, this is...
Yeah, this was massively irresponsible for them, and I think it was just a huge fuck up.
People that they know of. There might be more. Regardless, it's still enough people afflicted by this that the attendees were in a dangerous situation where their skin could have been damaged and their eyes could have been potentially permanently crippled. Some people do seem to be recovering, but others seem to be experiencing vision difficulties, even, after seeking some treatment. So who knows how this will pan out. Even if one person has permanent vision damage from your event, that's a huge deal. That's potentially somebody's life you might have upended. Saying that it was less than 1%, it was only 15 people, is entirely dismissing 15 people who might have potentially been or were actually severely injured. Now, here's another...
Yeah, it's probably not good messaging to talk about how many people didn't get affected. Because, it was still, I just think they should have thrown the event organizers under the bus. They should have been like, yeah, we paid them to do the event, and they thought they were going to do these lights, and, it's like, we're really sorry, and that's it, right? Because it's not really great PR for them. The lights are medical-grade UV lights, were used for fucking disinfecting shit. Well, they're disinfecting people's eyes.
Crypto bro Adrian, who tweeted about this whole situation, who kind of broke things down by tweeting, posting that in hope that my friends suffering the same issue realize they need medical attention ASAP. This is someone who also was afflicted with vision problems following the UV light situation at this event.
Look at this guy's bio. Free 7-day trade camp. Stop getting wrecked with confident trade guidance. Trade group for joiners. You guaranteed there's money involved with this. Jesus Christ. It's just so sad.
But for some reason, this individual still thanks Yuga Labs and Bored Ape Yacht Club for a great Ape Fest incredible event and met plenty of amazing people. Still, as dozens of others, I've almost lost sight this night.
Just say it.
Can you be still kissing the ring of this company who were so neglectful?
Because they're bought into the dogma and they're completely and literally invested into it. And the idea, he probably has Bored Apes, so he doesn't want to shit on it because it would lower the perspective value of his pictures.
As to put people in peril in this way. I'm being taken care of by doctors now and have only good intentions.
There's no principle or logic to this at all. It's just all self-serving actions.
Writing this post to all my friends who suffer now, go get your eyes checked. You've likely, most literally, got your eyes burnt with UV like I did.
For it to happen to NFT bros, it literally is blind leading the blind now. Jesus, man. Jesus.
Which requires medications, eye drops, eye protection, antibiotics, and specialist care. Don't ignore this health hazard. Without a proper treatment, it may cause long-lasting vision impairment and other serious damage.
Yeah.
To the organizers, for the communication and awareness reasons, it would be fair to put together an official statement with recommendations on what to do. How is this guy not outraged? How is he being so polite about this?
Because he's financially invested, so it's in his best interest to pretend like he's part of the clique. The thing is with a lot of, and this is how a lot of cults work, is that you can never go directly against the cult, and you can't go against the groupthink. So he can only push back on it so much, because if he actually starts criticizing the Bored Apes, then he's going to lose the... And also keep in mind, the stupidest people are the ones that are the most susceptible to like dogmatic thinking. And those are the people that are going to be buying his 7-day free workshop, right? So you don't want to alienate stupid people because those are the people that give you money. You never go against the cult, never go against the established thinking.
Attendees have every right to be outraged by the potential dangers that they were exposed to, and for some, the dangers that they were exposed to that did leave scars. As dozens of people you care about were exposed to serious health hazards and lots of suffering, you're a good guy. You're a good guy, so it should be easy for you to recognize the seriousness of it. I don't know, man. That feels like a very slap in the wrist way of saying things when this feels like it warrants like a full investigation. And then here's an update from Adrian, who tweeted, so far 30 hours since woke up with severe eye burn. I've visited emergency hospital and eye clinic and spent there a total of 6 hours. Got diagnosed with photokeratitis over both eyes, accident related, with prescribed steroid eye drops and eye lubricants. My vision was tested as close to perfect with no serious cornea damage, luckily. Now, this individual lucked out, but there might be others who weren't so lucky, who might have suffered permanent damage, or who might...
Well, it could, I don't understand the way eyes work, but what I bet is that some of this damage is probably like, let's say you're sailing from the U.S. to Britain, right? And you're off by like 1 degree. Well, you can end up in a whole other country, right? By the time you get over to the other side of the ocean. So I think it maybe this could fuck up the trajectory of somebody's eyes in the long term. And the effects wouldn't be present, until years and years in the past. Yeah, they age their eyes, right? So I'm not a doctor. I don't understand this, but
not know why their eyes are burning all of a sudden and might not seek treatment as immediately as they should. That might result in long-term lasting effects. So many of my friends are still unaware, as he says here. They must seek medical help to make sure they end up with no damage as well. Please go get your eyes checked immediately. We have most likely been exposed to experience similar to Mount Everest climbers, snow blindness, basically a result of sunlight and that sunlight getting reflected and all these things. All medical costs rounded up to $380 for me. Some friends called in...
Jesus. That's more than a Bored Ape.
Ambulance for themselves. Still, altogether, it's not expensive. Please go get your eyes checked. Oh, HKD stands for Hong Kong dollars, Hong Kong being where this Bored Ape Yacht Club event took place. Thankfully, this all occurred somewhere where medical bills aren't through the roof, like here in America. I should be fine since my family are doctors and they knew what to do, though many are ignoring the seriousness of the issue still.
Seriously?
And don't have the benefit of having doctors in their family. Please don't wait until it's too late. I don't know how many people this is honestly going to reach. No hate towards the organizers. How? I mean, you should be...
I think that you should... like, the organizers are the ones that fucked up. I can say no hate to Yuga Labs because they just simply hired an organizer in a country that was, like, didn't take it very seriously, and they just fucked up. I can say, yeah, it's not really their fault. But the organizers, it's definitely their fault.
Absolutely outraged at this, in my opinion. Like, if I were exposed to the possibility of losing my vision, I'd be freaking livid. I doubt it was on purpose, and shit like that at times happens almost randomly. That doesn't matter if it wasn't on purpose. Like, they should have made sure that public safety was one of the number one things at any event like this. This isn't just something that happens randomly. This is what happens when you're careless, and it's carelessness that can do potentially permanent damage to thousands of attendees. So far, it looks like it was potentially a dozen or two people, but who knows what the true damage is. I mean, talk about the patience of the gods to not castigate an organization for not doing their due diligence to ensure that UV lights don't burn people's skins and eyes. He continues, however...
I can't believe the organizers. Like, I think they should definitely sue the organizers that put this event together. They should 100% sue them.
I'm planning to push until official statements by Bored Ape Yacht Club Yuga Labs are released. For awareness purposes, literally my friends need medical help without realizing they do. Yeah, it's a pretty dire situation. It's not for me, it's for them. So, at least he's trying to put the message out there, but you can see that, it got a decent amount of views. So hopefully, with reports like The Verge is out there that this might be a situation. Hopefully it's a headline that will reach people who are wondering, why is my vision failing me? What's wrong with my eyes? Or why is my skin feeling like it's burned off? And they can seek medical help ASAP. Yeah. Now, while some somehow have the patience of the gods to be gracious about all of this, there are others who are already thinking about...
Bored Ape NFT holder threatens legal action. Thank God. Thank fucking God. Maybe somebody is actually going to do something about this. This is insane. How did the organizers put the lights up without getting blind? Well, because they probably put them up facing away from them.
Taking legal action, as this headline here from decrypt.co states, Bored Ape NFT holder threatens legal action over Ape Fest eye injuries. The CEO of Artfi, Asif Kamal, is one of the several Ape Fest attendees who experienced eye pain after the festival. So there are further details down here. This individual, founder and CEO of art technology company Artfi, told Decrypt that his company has put Bored Ape Yacht Club maker Yuga Labs on legal notice after sustaining an eye infection and facial burns last week in Hong Kong at Ape Fest.
Wait, so it didn't even burn his eyes, it burned his face too? Holy shit.
Straight up says right here that this is the first step toward suing them. I felt helpless, he said. I felt blind for hours and I felt vulnerable. Wow. Kamal also publicly blasted, he said, I felt
much less than 1%. Oh, yeah.
Blind for hours and I felt vulnerable. Kamal also publicly blasted Yuga Labs and Bored Ape Yacht Club on Twitter, stating that let's create change together. I'm petitioning for enhanced safety measures at public events. The incident in Hong Kong at Yuga Labs Bored Ape Yacht Club Fest was a harsh...
I mean, to be fair, as I said, the only other instance of this happening and it being recorded was also in Hong Kong, and it's only happened one other time before now. So it's not like this happens regularly. This is actually like a pretty unique type of fuck up. Most people aren't this stupid.
Reminder of how precious our safety is. I nearly lost my eyesight, enduring immense pain and anxiety. And as of the publishing of this article and the last statement that Kamal gave to Decrypt.co, Kamal's vision hasn't fully recovered. He states right here that while it is better than the first day, the vision is still not back 100%, adding that his vision is still hazy and it feels like he has small darts in the corner of one eye. Kamal also apparently knows two other attendees who are experiencing similar symptoms, and he concluded by saying that you cannot neglect human safety when the people in your community have supported you to make billions of dollars, adding that it's called Ape Fest, but humans are there. I mean, I think it's ironic that he says that because the whole NFT landscape neglects safety. It's such an unregulated landscape. It's such a wild west that scams are rampant, thefts are rampant, crimes are rampant, and it's an environment that people should not participate in unless they really know what they're doing and really know what they're getting into and are ready to lose a lot of money. But in general, this is just a fad. This is just a hype train that encourages a pyramid scheme from which few will benefit from. But in the case of this whole Ape Fest situation, it is very much in the physical realm where physical harm was done, potentially permanent damage.
Yeah, it's like I this is kind of the way that I see it. Like, I get that this sucks, and I like making jokes about it, right? It's like, oh yeah, these people thought they were visionaries. Well, what about now? Or whatever, blind leading the blind. But the truth is, like, these guys, like, they didn't deserve to go blind just because they're into some stupid fad. Like, this is really fucked up, and it's super sad. And I hope that the people that were actually in charge of doing this event, I hope they lose their license to make events like this. Like, this is just a massive risk. It could ruin people's lives, and they should have known better. They absolutely should have known better. And I'm not even blaming Yuga Labs for this. Like, yeah, they should have, maybe they could have done something different, but the truth is, like, they didn't put those lights up. They didn't decide which lights go up. The people that did the event did that. And while Yuga Labs is responsible for the event, it wasn't really them that did it. It's the organizers. And I think that they should sue the organizers 100%. Absolutely.
Some very important organs. Crypto and NFTs have been embarrassing themselves as it is, with more people realizing their true nature, their predatory nature. Man. And now to see a situation like this where they can't even do basic considerations and basic due diligence for physical human safety, I mean, this is just not a good look. This is all on top of the fact that crypto and NFTs have yet to genuinely contribute something useful to society.
They add no value to anyone. They do nothing. They provide no function that we didn't previously have a way to solve. They don't solve any problems. They are not a resource. They're just worthless. They're worthless garbage.
It is just a place for you to gamble your money away and most likely lose it from opportunists. That's kind of all its purpose is currently. The technology is potentially interesting if applied correctly, but so far it hasn't been applied in a way where this technology feels like it's being put to good use. But maybe times will change later on. For now, though, as far as Bored Ape, Yacht Club, NFTs are concerned, the negative PR keeps rolling in. This latest situation is embarrassing. And frankly, this company and the way they organize this event...
I'm just so glad people have come to their senses about this stuff. I've had to sit through 2 or 3 years of these morons telling me that I was stupid, and now they're blind. So, who's stupid now?
Absolutely deserves to be investigated, and this company absolutely deserves legal ramifications and lawsuits from folks who were either close to having permanent damage done to their vision or who might be suffering from permanent damage. I guess only time will tell how all of this will play out, but in the meantime, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions are on Ape Fest 2023 and this whole situation surrounding just a neglect that has led to UV lights doing quite a good amount of severe damage to people's skins and eyeballs. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.
Well, there it is. Holy shit, I'll link you guys the video. That was a good video. I'm glad somebody I was surprised more people didn't talk about this. Never had happened. Yeah, I remember I covered it like the day it did happen, and I was like, this is such a big deal. And I felt like everybody just ignored it. Holy shit, sad situation? Yeah, it is really sad. It is. Like, like, it's funny to laugh at them to an extent, but I love making bad jokes, right? But the truth is, like, anybody that went there, they didn't deserve to lose their eyesight. They're stupid, they're naive, they believe in bullshit, but they did not deserve to lose their eyesight. And it's fucking sad. Genuinely is. And I hope that they're able to get some type of compensation. I'll link you guys the video. Give it a like. This is a good one.